Hello, and welcome back to Comics and Cold Ones. I'm JP, and as always, I'm joined by my distinguished colleague, Hope Grimey.
What's going on, everybody?
That was a really good intro,
Yeah, I thought so.
huh? Oh man, what's been going on, man? I haven't talked to you in a minute. It's been a couple weeks since we did a show or something.
Yeah, I stopped by my LCS and picked up some books, and I also jumped in another dollar bin and found some interesting things. I think the biggest thing for me has been the NHL draft. Watching some of my players leave, and some I was glad for them to leave. Barney, Barney. It was really hard to see Helm go to the Colorado Avalanche, but you know,
Yeah, I followed. I watched as much of the draft as I could, um, but I didn't get to see. I don't know. I don't. ESPN was like, yeah, it's cool if you watch the first 17 picks, but after that, we're done. I'm
yeah,
like, what?
yeah,
It told me didn't have the proper subscription on my TV to watch it anymore, and I was like, okay,
you're like,
whatever.
well, fuck you then.
Yeah, freaking
Merry
ESPN.
fucking Christmas.
Well, and I don't have like we don't have cable or anything, but we have ESPN, like the package with our phone. So there's like ESPN Plus and Hulu and
Yeah,
whatnot. But it was just kind of I don't know, whatever. So I got to see the first half of the draft. But boy, it's been like after free agency opened up over on Friday, it went
yeah,
nuts over the weekend. Like trades and signings. I was glad to see Ovechkin, obviously resigning with
yeah. I saw that.
Washington.
But, but I just found out today that when Andre Mark Fleury was traded, he didn't know about it. Like,
Yeah, then they're like he sent out a video on Twitter
yeah,
today saying, "Hey, Chicago, yeah, I'll play for you."
yeah. He's like, I guess I'm going. He's like, I say yes.
He's he's like a legend reality.
Oh yeah,
He's a Hall of Famer. I feel when his days are done, but um, the Blackhawks can use him. That's cool.
yeah. But they also picked up Tyler Johnson, and I was just like, wow. I was like, Chicago got two big hitters in their lineup.
Well, you know what though? I mean, Tampa Bay is such a deep team. They had some expendables. I think they lost, Johnson and Gord or whatever his name is. Um,
Hell, we stole their center. So, like, I
yeah,
say we, I mean by Red Wings. And
what's
I
that?
know you know that, but I don't know if they knew that.
What's that?
But when I say we stole, I
Oh
was
yeah,
clarifying that it wasn't like
yeah.
I talk about the Red Wings.
Well, I mean, personally, I think the Red Wings stole uh, the goalie from Carolina. That was freaking
Yeah, that was
fantastic.
huge. Yep.
I was watching an interview with Steve Eiserman, and they were
He had
trying
a
to
big
like.
ass smile on his face.
He's just like, yeah, we gave him
He's
a
like,
third
I'm
round.
happy.
We gave him a third round pick for basically a number one goalie. So thanks. But whatever. I know this isn't hockey talk, but I love hockey. You love hockey, so we
Mhm.
always work it in somehow.
Yeah, it's
Um,
bound to happen sooner or later.
I don't know that there's a. Well, there's definitely isn't a sport that I love more than hockey. Um, but I haven't seen anyone pop up in the chat yet. Have you?
Nope, not yet.
All right, cool. Just make sure. I can't. I can't get it to work over here on our side. I don't know if you can see the side, but I get a monkey with a hammer. It says something went wrong. I'm like, all
Like,
right.
what a better way than like a monkey with a hammer going like, I don't know. Like
Yeah, like
he's like,
Hope
he may be
C is
screwed.
first. Uh, double hockey sticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to Mr. Gretzky the other day. He started a jersey collection. Man, he's got some really cool jerseys going on. Um, he's some of those alternate jerseys are pretty dang sweet. what's what's up, Pope C? How you been, man?
Good old Pope C.
Huh, but I
Yeah,
tell
like,
you, it's been it's been hot as hell here in Texas. I don't know how you guys are doing, but whew.
uh, I mean, it's been horrible all week, but today I think we got a little bit of a break. 'Cause, it was like nice. It was 60 in the morning, and then by noon it was 70, but by like 4 o'clock it was like 90 something degrees. It's like, damn, just go away.
Yeah, it was like 97, 99, 100, something. I don't know. It's just unbearable sometimes. But um, yeah, I have some books to show off and stuff, and I don't know if you guys saw the title. Um, I kind of had some ideas for this week's show just to try and get the chat involved. If there is anyone in the chat tonight, if not,
Well,
I'll
we got
talk to
Pope
you about
C.
it.
Yeah,
But
we'll talk.
I kind of want to pose the question out there is, how do you collect? I've been watching. I consume a lot of content, comic books, sports cards, Pokemon, etc. Um, a lot of podcasts and things like that. Pope says it's hot as hell in California. I believe that too. But one of the things that's been on my mind lately, and I've had conversations on the side, is I feel like right now uh, there's so many store exclusive variants for every freaking thing that it's exhausting. And I'm just curious if it's exhausting the hobby, if it's exhausting other people. I know it's exhausting me because I can't keep up with the crap. And then not only that is how much of the store exclusive stuff retains any kind of value over time. Like
Yeah,
I know that when you're a collector, it isn't all about the dollar. It's not about how much is this going to be. But at the same time, you don't want to like put your hard-earned money into something that's just going to go to nothing. Because I mean, as a collector, you're collecting with the idea of some sort of appreciation. I would imagine over time. Just naturally, I think that's you're like, oh, this is a cool cover, or oh, this is um, a spec book, or I'm going to hold on to this because I expect this book to do X, Y, Z. Um, but one thing I found myself falling into this trap again um, is, like just an example, Stray Dogs. Okay, Stray Dogs, short miniseries, 5 issues. You know, um, so but then they started doing all those like extra printings and all
mhm.
the homage covers, which I love the homage covers, the horror covers. I think they're fantastic, and most of them are cover price, which no big deal. But then I noticed with the trade paperback that's coming out, they just did a shit ton of store exclusive covers for the trade paperback. And I'm like, this is an obvious money grab to me. You're just
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
take advantage of people. One of them was charging $150 for their exclusive trade paperback. And I'm like, what in the hell? This is like a 14.99 book, right? You can get well, Image always does like a 14.99 or 9.99 trade paperback.
Yeah,
That's all. That's their thing.
especially if it's the first volume, it's always like 10 bucks,
Yeah. I mean,
and then
granted,
after that, it's like maybe 15 or something like that.
well, I'm assuming this would probably be 15 because it's only 5 issues and that's the whole
Mhm.
run. So that's what I expect. But I'm like, is this going to be the next thing? You started to see it with something that's killing the children, right? So now there's hardcovers that came out with store exclusive covers for the hardcover,
Yeah,
which I'm
Pope
like,
C's saying there's 175 covers on a limited issue series.
well, literally, I mean, because they have
Yeah.
what 5 printings, right? So it went 5
Well, first,
printings.
first you have to like just consider the variants.
Mm-hmm.
You have your store exclusive, and then you have like your
The
horror variant.
ratio variants.
Yeah, then you have your different like ratio variants, and then when it goes into like second and third printings and stuff, it's when do you stop? You
That's
know?
and I saw someone, I don't know if it was on Instagram or on Facebook, but someone had put a post, and I love it because this has been my biggest gripe since I got back doing the show with you and back into collecting and dabbling and stuff is second print, fifth print is not a first print. Like, when did that become collectible? Like, I remember when we were just like, we looked down on second prints, in the
Yeah,
hobby.
in the
Like, no
'90s,
one
like
gave a
you
shit.
laughed if like there was a second printing. Like,
Yeah, like,
yeah,
don't buy that. Like,
yeah,
I
fuck that
remember
shit.
when I accidentally
It's like,
bought.
oh, I got the first printings, bitches. You know?
Yeah, like that was the thing. Like,
Yeah,
but and then now it's like, well, there's less of the second printed. I'm like,
yeah.
yeah,
It's
because
become
it's a
a
second print, and no one should want that shit. You want the first print.
exactly,
I don't
exactly.
understand this.
No, I
Like,
got you.
but I know
But
I
I mean, like,
remember,
it's the rarity. It's like of the because of the low print runs,
but it,
and
it
it's just
just,
like,
I mean, I can understand, I guess, like if they do like the different covers. But like for
yeah,
example, let's just take the Edge of Spider Verse 2, right? That was one of the major ones I would say has multiple
hmm,
printings, like up to like 8 or 9 printings or some shit. Um, but the only thing they changed on it was the color of the outline or whatever. So you have this color. Oh, blue means second print. Whatever, whatever, whatever. And I'm like, when did this become a thing? Like, in what world would you pay more for a second print than a first print? I don't understand
yeah,
this.
yeah. I don't get that because it's like if you had a second print, that means you missed out. It's like you lost the race.
Yeah, like it doesn't make sense. And I remember a few years ago, I think I was in Omaha, and I accidentally bought. I bought the Vengeance of Bane. The first appearance of Bane, and I
Hmm.
was so excited because I was like, "Oh, I got such a great deal on this book." I didn't know there was second prints or third prints or whatever. And I remember getting home, looking at the book, and I'm like, "What's this Roman numeral 2 over
Yeah,
here in
yeah.
the
What's this
corner?"
bullshit?
And I'm like, so I look it up. I'm like, ah, shit, this is a second print.
Yeah,
Like I basically, I got it for market value at that point. But I'm like, I don't want no damn second print. Like I just, why? I understand some of the stuff is cool. Like trust me, there is that something that's killing the children. Number 3, second print, where she's in a bathtub full of blood, and I'm
hmm,
just like, I want that. Like that's cool as shit. I want that cover, but it looks nothing like the first print. Which
nope.
at least to me, I can understand collecting something that has a different cover. But yeah, second and third print, I would never understand this as far as like you're basically buying a print run. That's all you're
Yeah,
doing. That's all
exactly.
you're doing.
Well, Pope
Uh,
C says he still looks down. He looks down on second prints. He says second print collectors are the first losers.
well, I mean, that's how it used to be. That's how like like how many times you go into the comic shop and walk walk past, you see all the second printings on the rack, especially Marvel second printings. You're like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's not the first print. Don't need that.
yeah,
But and I guess they're cool if you're going to read it. But there's no way I would want to purposely pay crazy money for all these weird printings now. But going back to the whole thing, I'm gonna show my own demise here. Okay, so you know, I subscribe to all these different newsletters and different comic shops that have exclusives because I went hot and heavy into Something is Killing the Children number 16, um, which released 45 different store variants, I believe, something like that, 42, 45, like a real number. This isn't bullshit. Like that's
no, I
legitimately,
got you. Oh yeah,
you know. And after a while, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait till they all come out and pick something that I actually like, that I want for my collection. And I picked up a few here and there, and I didn't get anywhere near half of what came out. But as you subscribe to these newsletters, and then you get these little temptation emails, right? They're, oh, there's a limited amount left of this
yeah,
XYZ variant from this XYZ dealer. Um, and then I come across. I'm going to show this because this is the epitome of my demise. Like this is literally like I've been okay. So just to be clear, I've been very very focused on what I want my collection to be since I've been back into the hobby. And Something is Killing the Children, you know, cover A's. I love the cover A's. I think they're amazing. Obviously, Jenny Frison, you can't go wrong with anything she does. Mostly, but that's my book, right? That's the book I'm in love with. Because I love
Yeah.
the series, I love the characters, and I'm trying to stay the straight and narrow, not to go too far off from the beaten path. But then I got this email, and I don't remember who. It was the Comic Mint, and they're doing an exclusive for a book I've never heard of. I still have no idea what it's about, but it was a cover by Kunka. I think they call him Kunka.
Mhm.
Sun. I can't think of how you say his name.
I got you. I never
You,
get it
you know what
right.
I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about
Um,
now.
so I was like, oh, and I may have showed this on our last show. I can't remember. I know I did it in one of my haul videos, but it's this cover here. If you can see it without the
Yep.
glare, beautiful samurai. Okay, I have no reason to have this book. I have no reason
But it's
that
there.
and top it off. This is the virgin cover, but this is the metal cover.
I say it looks like a metal.
Only 100 of these exist, allegedly. Um, I say allegedly, and I'll get into that in a minute. But, anyways, the point is that was money that I could have put towards something that I actually need for my run or what I'm trying to do. And thankfully, I was able to sell this on eBay and get my money back because I
But
don't need it. Right? It doesn't belong to anything that I collect. But you get caught up in FOMO or whatever, and I'm just like, why did you buy this? It's pretty, it's cool, but it goes with nothing I collect. So I just did it as an impulse, and it's freaking Comic Mint's fault. Okay,
yeah.
guys, and your freaking emails.
Damn you.
Just kidding. But the point is like, the whole point of this show, or what I want to talk about tonight, is how do you collect? Do you buy anything and everything? Do you have a certain theme to your collection that you're going for? Or are you just collecting keys? Or are you just collecting rares? What do you have a favorite artist? I love a lot of people love Adam Hughes, and he's got some cool stuff coming out down the road here. Vampirilla cover he's doing, and I think I saw something gun gun honey gun honey something like that. He's doing an exclusive for. Anyways, no idea. Book sounds like something that would be up my alley, but I don't need to add it to what I already got going
Yeah,
on.
I hear you. I hear you.
Anyways, what are some of your thoughts on this?
Well, first off, I want to welcome Ben Compton. Uh, he says that it used to be First Prince was always the best to get, you know, and like, hey man, like that's what we're talking about. We were like, I remember a time when like this First Prince was the thing to have, and Second Prince didn't cost anything. Like there was no value in
Well,
them.
think about like novels, for example. The first print of a Harry Potter, you know, the
Mhm.
Chamber of Secrets, you know, a first print goes for a shitload of money. Can you imagine if people are like, "Well, I got this Walmart print that has, really limited because, it's the 986 print of it." you know, it's
Yeah,
like no one cares about that. Like that's how it used to be. That's how collectibles in general. I don't. You look at sports cards. Do you want a reprint of a rookie card, or do you want a rookie card? You can buy reprints of these. Let's say Michael Jordan reprint.
yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I'd love that Michael Jordan reprint. Or would you rather have the original print? It doesn't make sense to me. Like it doesn't make sense in any other hobby. But in comics, we're like, yeah, give me that fifth print, motherfucker. Yeah, there's only 60,000 of them. I don't get it, and I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings or anything. I'm just saying I don't get it.
Yeah, man. I don't like. Well, like I don't even know if I'm even really collecting. Like, there's a few things that I'm like, kind of nonchalantly looking for, but like I've been picking up books that may seem to catch my interest, but like I haven't had a pull list from my LCS in a long time because like there was like people were just writing they weren't writing shit that I liked. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Image was hitting on some really good stuff. I mean, I was collecting like Lucifer and stuff like that from DC, but like that went to shit, and like Constantine went to shit, and then Image had like like Pretty Deadly and like East to West and stuff like that. But like Marvel and DC hasn't put out anything, or like I just haven't found the right shit yet, and like and I'm kind of getting tired of like my LCSs. Like some of them are bad, but like two of my main ones. And I don't know if you guys have this problem, but you asked me to look for Basilisk, the second printing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
so I
the one
went
I,
in the
the one I
store.
asked you to hunt down because it has the preview of
Yeah,
House of
I know.
Slaughter.
Well, I went in there and I was looking around. I even went to Lexington. But my usual LCS, I went in there and I was like, "Hey guys, do you have any copies of the second printing?" And they were just like, "Huh, huh, huh, huh." And I was like, "What?" I just asked, they're like, and then like the guy who owns the store, who I've known forever, is like, "Well, if you have a pull list, you know, you could have just asked for it." And I was just like, "Dude, I just asked you a question, like you don't have to be a shithead." But it's almost like anytime like these there's like a surprise, you know, like hidden gems that people are finding, like for
Mm-hmm.
first appearances and stuff. Like, and you go and ask, like, them, like, "Oh, do you have this copy?" And they're like, "Huh, for $50." It's like, no, like, no, thank you. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's a great point that you bring up because and it's not just your LCSs; it's everywhere. My LCS, they do not order much. I told you guys last episode that I finally started a pull list because I want my Something is Killing the Children. I want my House of Slaughter, and that's pretty much the only ongoing stuff. I think I put Stray Dogs on there for the next series, but whatever. Um,
Mhm.
but he's not gonna get ratios, and he doesn't order enough stuff. He only orders enough to fill the people that have pull list
Yeah.
because he's primarily a gaming store, which is fine. Whatever they do a lot of whatever pays your bills is what you got to go as a store owner.
Mhm.
But what my problem I have with is now you see more and more LCSs that will they want to look up the price at the
Yeah.
register,
Yeah.
and I'm like, dude, that's just terrible. That is going to screw the hobby and screw the hobby shops faster
Yeah.
than any other thing I could think of in this hobby because
Well,
people are going to
yeah.
get tired of it.
Yeah. The biggest thing I've seen them do is when they know a hot book is coming out, they'll have like a stack this big, sitting in their back, but they'll only put out like maybe they'll put everybody one in everybody's pull list, but then they'll maybe put like two
Mm-hmm.
like out on the shelf. So like the very next week, it's, oh, surprise, they have 50 fucking copies of this like first appearance of blah blah blah. And it's like, I was just in here last week and you didn't have shit. Like,
Right.
where did these books just magically come from? You know what I mean?
We got TJ in the chat. What's up, man?
T.J.
I
Watson.
haven't
Good
seen
evening,
you in a
sir.
minute. Well, I see you on Instagram all the time, I guess. But um, well, to going back to that, since I see TJ's name, Slab Dragon, he's known for his slabs, which I love slab books personally, But here's the other thing, is let's just say I'm gonna use Stray Dogs as an example, right? Right now, it was like up here, right?
Hmm.
So I picked up some cover A's, some acetate cover, all that stuff, because I was going to send it over to CGC, and the wait times for CGC is crazy. Which I have no problem with it. It's life. It's part. I mean, I've been dealing with the card side of it for the past year, so I don't even. I have no beef or gripe about that stuff because this flipping business is why all this shit happens. Um, that's the nature of the game. But here's the thing. Let's take Stray Dogs for example. How many books? Yes, it's been optioned for a show or whatever that means. But what is the sustainability of that book? How many books about animals have you seen that has a lasting freaking life in the hobby? Like for real.
No,
Like
I got you. Yeah.
I I, I just don't I don't. And the other part of that is, so I send them to CGC. I won't get them back to 2022. Probably right now, the way the wait is, probably say March of 2022. Is anyone gonna give a shit about that book come March 2022?
Yeah, like by the time you get your slabs back.
Yeah, like it literally wouldn't mean anything. Um,
I mean, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of like, it's kind of hard for me to have love for my LCS because every time I go in there, like, they're just talking about, like, these books, they're like, in fact, this last, like, couple of days ago, I went to the LCS and they were talking about something's killing the children. They're like, he's like, man, I can't wait for, the Netflix show to come out so I can sell all these books. He's not just talking about like issue number one. Like he's talking
mhm.
about since it caught on, people started buying them, and he has like stacks sitting out there on a shelf not getting bought because there's like five different variants, and he thinks that because it's becoming a Netflix show that like people are just gonna run in there and buy the shit out of them. It's like,
Well, and hopefully, from that standpoint, everyone thinks of The Walking Dead. Look at The Walking Dead did for comics. Look at what The Walking Dead. I mean, it had
mhm.
a really good run, and yeah, it sold a lot of books, and it brought a lot of. Where's it at now? Where's it at now? Because no one cares. The Walking Dead has run its course. Um, if you're a fan of the series, you're a fan of the show, whatever.
Oh, you mean walking its course?
Ah, fair enough. Slowly dragging its ass through the streets of its course. Um,
Hey, Negan rules though. Negan is awesome.
so I mean, like for me, I think something that's killing the children has really great potential, but it's going to take all factors. I personally collect it because I genuinely like the story and
Hmm.
I love the characters and I like the potential of where they could go with this.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea how big it blew up until, uh, like my friend that I get like I bought him a set when they first came out. He was- and then like about a month or two ago, he was like, dude, he was like, thanks for giving me those books. And I was like, why? He's like, because they're going for like $300-400. I was like, what?
Well, yeah, that's
Like
what
I
I
just
told
thought it
you.
was a cool book, man. Like that's why I grabbed them.
When you sent me
Oh.
that number one or whatever for my birthday, I was just like, holy shit! Like,
It was funny because I literally went through all my shit, and then I finally went through the ones in my closet, and the very like box I had on top, I started flipping, and I just went, "Oh shit!" I was like, "JP's
well,
getting one of these
it's
motherfuckers."
it. But what's really funny though is when you tell someone, hey man, the guy sent me something is killing the children number one for free because we're buddies, and they're like, oh, that's a $400 book. Like you're like, dude, I paid cover price for it. Like it
Yeah,
didn't cost
you're
him
like, yeah,
$400.
that's what I was saying. I like I paid what like 4.99, 3.99.
Yeah, like it's
And
it's
I
just
just picked them up because like it was a Jenny Prison cover, so I got like about 4 or 5 copies of that. I bought two of the Jay Lees, and I bought one of the regular cover, which I sent to you the first time.
Yeah.
and and then when I saw the Jenny Frison, and I saw that I had like four of them like sitting in there, I was like, well, I guess he's getting another one.
Well, if you come across a second number three second print in a bathtub, let me know. That's my Grail book right now. Like I really, I'm gonna bring that one in at some point here soon. But uh,
What's up, Hazel
I
Dan?
we got Hazel Dan. We got
Yep, we do.
yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and feel free to chime in as much as you guys want in the chat. Talk it up amongst yourselves. We're I just uh, I know Hazel Dan's probably tired of me talking about it, but the exhausting nature of the store exclusive stuff, and it's not just it's like every freaking book has a store exclusive nowadays. Like
Yep.
I mean, how many you know Marvel exclusive, DC exclusive, not just the indie books that I collect, but just every Spider-Man, every Miles Morales cover, everything has got a store exclusive, and it's like, when is it? And it must be extremely profitable for those stores because they're spitting them out like fucking every other day.
Yeah.
Every day I get a notification from somebody that there's a store exclusive, and then you throw in the fact that all this crap like only 500 printed, but you can get them from three different stores. I don't really
Yeah, it's
understand.
like
Is it 500 per store?
how
Is
many of
it
these stores like got these books, you know?
you can get them
Did you only
two
send
stores in
two to
Europe,
each
one
store?
store. I just
Yeah.
it's hard for me to follow what's going on. Um, but I see Nice Cover Bro says that he has three or four artists that he collects, and I think that's pretty cool. There's a guy you guys probably know him or follow him on Instagram called Mr. Long Short.
I thought you were gonna say rigor mortis.
Oh no, I knew Mr. Rig too for sure. He's my bro. But Mr. Longshort, he collects some of the most rare variants that you just or ghost books. Like
Yeah.
there's I think it's Jeff DeCall did a cover for Forgive Me Father #2. He's got a couple of those extremely rare books, and that stuff is pretty appealing to me. I like the rarity of it, but it's not a fifth print book. It's a variant of
It's a
the
variant, yeah.
first print. And I think talking to Hazel Dan a lot. Ratio variants are probably your safest bet if you're gonna play the variant game. Store exclusives, do they ever hold value? Can you name one book that was a store exclusive that's like truly held its value over the years? I couldn't come up with one for this conversation. Um, but you look at something like I always kick myself over this because I was onto that ratio game a few years ago and I was just killing it. I had the
I was
Molina.
killing
Well, I got two copies of the Miss Marvel #2, the Molina 1 in 50, and then it just blew up and I was like, oh, sell, sell, sell. But I'm like, dude, I love that cover is beautiful.
it. Yeah.
The Adam Hughes ratio stuff like Teen Titans. I think it was #75, right, with
Yeah.
Starfire on it.
Yep.
Um, Beautiful book. Um, there's that's like true. I don't want to say true rarity, but kind of, because that there's only so many printed per so many books.
Yeah.
You can't a store exclusive that says there's only 550, but then they sell out, and then a few weeks later they magically got more. Like that. Oh,
Yeah.
or my favorite thing I see now is warehouse find. Like, oh, you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
magically had those in the
I went in the
warehouse.
back and found some extra copies of this, guys. You won't believe it.
Back when I first started collecting comics, a warehouse find was when you bought a collection from a storage locker and you had no idea what you were getting.
Yeah.
Now it's all these 85,000 copies of store variants that we paid for. We just found a whole box of them in our back room. Warehouse find.
Yeah.
Had no.
That's what I think. I think. I mean, obviously, I'm a big Michael Turner fan, but
Oh
Aspen
gosh.
does it all the time. They even have
Yeah.
like a little warehouse thing, like, oh, we found these in the warehouse. I was like, how big is your fucking warehouse, guys? Like, it's like you lost these copies of shit in there. Like,
Well,
oh, man.
I, you can take like Frankie's Comics for example, right? They're doing their big mystery box right now. You get a mystery, you get a slab, I think, and a bunch of store exclusive or ratio variants, which some of the stuff is really cool, and it looks like you get decent money for it. But how many copies of those store exclusives are they sitting on that they can
Yeah.
do, trying to do mystery box just to get rid of stuff? It's just, I don't know, man. I just feel like exhausted from it, so I've really had to scale back. Um, I received some stuff that I pre-ordered back in April that came in this week finally. Yeah, it took that long.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Finally.
Yeah, I have a box coming from Unknown Comics. It's supposed to arrive this week that I had pre-ordered ordered back in May. So that should
Mhm.
be here real soon. Um,
Is that because you though? Is it because you ordered comics, pre-ordered comics that weren't coming out until later, and then they
um,
won't ship all your stuff
yeah,
until all
I think
so you
one of
have
them was, and
everything?
that's where I messed up and I ordered a bunch of stuff that was their variants. And I think they had a sale going or something, so I bought a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff. There might be some stuff I bought in there for you, maybe, could be.
Maybe.
Um, but for the most part, I had pre-ordered a book in that order, and they don't ship anything obviously until that last book comes out. And you're like,
Yeah.
damn, if I would have known that, I could have done separate orders or
Yeah. Several orders, man.
not pre-ordered that book at all.
I keep forgetting about that shit too.
But I have to show. I'm going to show a book that I did get in this week. It's not a variant. It's not. It's just a regular cover A. But if this isn't one of the prettiest covers I've seen in a long time, and it is Jeff DeCall, that would be Deadly Class.
Ooh.
And it's just a cover A. Nothing special about it other than that's just
No, no,
legitimately.
it's a special cover.
Well, yeah, it looks amazing. I mean, Jeff DeCall does crazy
I
good
think it looks
work.
badass.
He's got that Something That's Killing the Children cover that is number two on my Grail list, if you will. Uh, what did you say? Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat.
Uh,
Are you reading the chat or are you frozen in time?
no, I was looking at the chat and I thought you were about to say something.
I
I
was
was
just
just saying
reading.
that Pope C says he doesn't like people who are looking for multiple covers of the same book rather than getting different books.
Well, I mean, as a collector, you collect what you love. That's fine, but just you can only collect so much. There's only so many
Yeah.
dollars. And my problem is, and this is where I talk to you, I talk to Hazel Dan all the time, is I start looking and I'm like, all of the dumb shit that I bought, I could have really put together some nice books.
Yeah.
Like
Same with me. I was like, man, I could have had my Grails a long time ago.
literally, like you could, like the every $5 book that I buy. Yeah, nice cover, bro. That is a very awesome book. Um, the Jessica Jones hip hop cover that DeCall did is really nice. Uh, I was watching a few of those on eBay, but I tried to talk myself out of it because I'm like,
Right now.
no, that's not on your list. You son of a bitch.
Run away, man.
But anyways, I got a few books to show this week, but continuing the conversation, you guys will see some of the stuff I'm talking about here as we're going along tonight.
Dun dun dun.
And I'm sure Pope's got some books to show off as well.
Yeah, I do. I got some books.
I don't have too many, but I do have some.
All right. You want me to kick it off?
Yeah, go for it, man.
I'll show my dollar bins later, but
Dollar bin, dollar bin.
dollar bill, y'all. But I picked up Darkwing from Heavy Metal, and I know they came out with like a whole bunch of different kind of issues. Like there was like and it's basically like five comics in one, because it says like 1 through 5, but they have like different. They had like a swamp king, like a carnival book, but this one uh, caught my eye and I read it and it's pretty good, but it's like a little. I mean, like the artwork is good in this, Um, but it kind of like throws you right in the middle of everything. So like you have to kind of figure out the storyline a little bit. But like once you get kind of focused on the story, then it's really good. But I picked this up, Mother of Madness.
I do have some of that coming in one of the 4,000 pre-orders I did. So
So
I'm
I
gonna
haven't
get it.
read it yet, but I'm pretty excited about it.
That was the one done by Emilia Clarke, right?
Yeah, I
From
got it because of Margaret Bennett, but
okay,
it's both good stuff.
the Mother of Dragons. If the Mother of Dragons is
A Mother of
involved,
Dragons. But I picked up the Gunslinger Spawn because I'm a big Dark Tower fan, and I love the Gunslinger, so I picked that up. While I was looking for your Basilisk, uh,
to no avail.
yeah, second printing, I just went ahead and picked up the first, which it's awesome. It's a good read. I really liked it. Um, and then like the last newest thing I got was Wonder Woman 775. I picked it up because I'm a big Becky Cloonan fan, and I love her artwork. So
That's really pretty.
so that was
Just
all my new buys.
new buys.
Yep.
I'll
What you
show
got,
you.
man? What you
I'll
got?
show you what I got. Sorry about the yawn. It's been a crazy week. I was on vacation last week and had at home with 7 to 10 kids every day. It's a great vacation, guys. I was super relaxed.
All I can imagine is you like having like this belt like around you, and like it's like there's like an extension that's leashed off to every single one of your kids, and you're
Oh
just
man.
standing there like drinking a beer or something.
Well, this was my girlfriend brought me a case of this in as my reward for surviving the week.
It
She's like, I know it's your favorite beer. I'm like, sounds awesome.
is. It's good stuff.
Well, this was a pre-order book that finally arrived. Um, I don't know. It's just another stunning cover. Again, no real need for it, but I'm like, here, take my
Dude, it's
money.
funny because I almost grabbed that book. I was like, I don't really need that book.
Well, good news for you is I have 2 copies, so you will
Oh,
be getting one. you can't just do one.
you can't do it.
um, but
I
I
just like the
think
fact that you're like, I shouldn't do it, but you did it twice. You grabbed.
well, yeah, because
You're like, well, if I'm gonna do
the
it,
guy had
you're like,
the
if I'm
same
gonna
guy
be
had multiple
naughty, I'm gonna be
copies.
real naughty.
The guy had multiple copies. And I was like, well, I got to justify the shipping, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
That's right.
that's literally how
That's
my.
how you justify it.
I know it's stupid, but so these finally came in. These are the some of the books we were talking about earlier. So I know I haven't shown these off yet because they've been in my pile of stuff I haven't even done a video for yet. But Stray Dogs. This is. Can anyone name this homage? What movie is this the movie poster to? Going once, going twice, 3 times a psycho. Um, yes. And then you have this little gem. Now I'll be honest, I don't remember what this one's from.
That's the thing. Yeah.
The Thing. Ah, yes, there we go. Stupid. I should have known that. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, see, I get there's two covers that are really similar. There's one like that's the abyss,
Hmm.
and then there's the thing, and they both have that like bright, uh,
Light thing.
yeah, thing in the background.
Next up, you got this one. For
Yeah, yeah,
some
that's one.
reason, it literally makes me think of Platoon.
Oh
Which I
no.
know it's not, but It just made me think of the movie Platoon.
Yeah, that's the one Stray Dog cover that I got.
This one,
Yep.
nice. My favorite, I would say, and a lot of people's favorite from this particular run or batch or prints was the this one here, the Midsummer.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
If I would have known that it existed, I probably would have tried to chase after it.
I just pre-ordered them all. Like I just went ahead and pre-ordered every cover just to have. I only have two more books to show. Um, one's kind of a double whammy, but I'll show this one first. This was just a throw-in book that the guy did for the other book because he left it out of my order. So I guess he had to throw an extra book to justify his
That's
shipping
right.
as well. But it's Silk #4.
Hmm.
Like I don't collect Silk. I think it's a cool character, but it's not really uh, something that I collect. Wouldn't mind having a few Amazing Spider-Man's #4, first appearance of Cindy Moon, but someday maybe. And my last book that I'm going to show this week is this is for my run, but also a bubblegum cover, and that would be Something Is Killing the Children #12.
Nice. I'm glad
Yeah.
that they threw you a bubblegum cover, man. I feel like they did that just for you.
you know, it worked out. It worked out pretty good. But that, I mean, again, I have a bunch of stuff coming in this week, so our next show I'll have more stuff to show off for sure. But um, kind of once all of my pre-orders and stuff come in, who knows what kind of shit I can show you guys. I'm still waiting on an order of I don't know from Toss Comics that had the 1 in 25 of something that's killing the children 16, which came out like what in May.
Yeah, it came out a while ago.
So they responded to me and said, "Oh, all of our 1 in 25s got damaged, so we're waiting on replacements." I'm like, "Does that make it a second printing of a
Yeah.
of a ratio variant?"
How rare is that book gonna be, man? Holy shit, you struck gold, man. You struck
Shit,
gold.
I'll take two.
Right? Oh my god. Yeah, but I mean that's true though. As collectors though, you do have to understand that Diamond is a has a monopoly on all their shit. So, and I've seen them fucking like shit all over local comic stores. Like they won't send them like the amount that they ask for of certain books, and like they have to like send it back, send them like, and I guess like in a back order, and then I've seen my LCS get a shipment in of like these rare variants, and like he was so excited over like this one particular book. I can't remember what it was, but he opened up the box and that shit was folded all the way over, and I was like, ooh. He just closed the box and like walked away, and I just heard him yelling in the back, going, "Motherfuckers!" I was like,
That's got to be hard as a business owner because that's truly their livelihood. It's not like us collectors. Like, if I don't get that 1 in 25, I'm still gonna sleep fine tonight.
"Yeah,
But when that store is relying on that, even if they sell it at ratio, $25, that's still they had to buy a lot of books to get that.
yep." So
Well, what do you got next, man? Sorry, that was all the books I really had. I know you said you had something else to show.
yeah, I found some stuff in dollar bins. Um, I just wanted to see what they had. I found a Adam Hughes cover of um, Gwen Stacy #2.
Interesting. Who's that artwork?
That's Adam Hughes.
Huh?
Hold on, hold on. Where's it at?
Sounded like you were singing Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Baton Rouge. Now I'm saying Adam Hughes. I picked up the Glory Image Christmas special. It was only $1, so why not?
Oh, nice. I think I had that trading card. Maybe I sent it to you.
You did the wizard.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I think it
picked
was
up
I think it was Glory. I don't know.
a book called Crybaby.
Crybaby.
Yep.
Interesting. Are these the Dollar Man books you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I found another first appearance of Sinestro's daughter, which is
Nice.
the Green Lantern Recharge. I found another first appearance of Witchblade.
Oh, very cool, man. That's a great book for a buck. Hell yeah, all day, every day.
Yep. Every time I see it, I'll pick it up. And then I picked up the Gen 13, the Indiana
Nice.
Jones homage. And
That's
then
a
I
camel
saw his
cover, right?
cover, and I thought it was the funniest shit ever because it reminds me of Austin Powers. Ivana
I've
bucked out.
yeah.
Like I saw that, and I was like, I have to get that shit. Now, and usually I'll pick up these ash cans,
Yeah.
so I found this one, and this is a series that I've never. I have the whole series, but it's a really cool kind of like a pop kind of comic book.
Okay, yeah.
But I've never seen that many of them, so I have a full set, but that was number one. I found a number one and a number three, and I really like these covers too.
Did you ever read the book Powers?
No.
Like the I can't remember. I know they made a show out of it for a while. That was interesting. Um, but the artwork looks a lot like that.
No, cool.
It's from like Micah Oming or something like that.
Hmm.
Anyways, sorry,
And
eh?
I found the Witchblade 133 is Saget cover.
Oh man, he does some amazing work.
Yeah, he does.
I would love to have some original art by that dude.
And then I found another Adam Hughes cover.
Ida Muse got some Gin 13 number one.
Yep.
I don't know why I just did that.
But this, I have to say, was the most craziest thing I've ever found.
Uh oh, crazier than
Well, no. That was given to me, buddy.
I just no. I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say crazier than some of that crazy anime shit you found.
No, yeah, but this there's a comic book called Glamour Puss.
Yeah, there is. What in the world? To bondage shoes or no to bondage shoe? What?
I know the Pooh Pourri,
Poopery. How do you get why you need it?
but dude,
Uh,
like you have to see what it's like inside because
oh, I hope it's page 7 comics worthy.
no,
Oh, that's too bad.
it's
There ain't
almost
nothing
like
like that.
it's almost like someone's like a fashion magazine, like
Oh,
yeah,
weird.
Glamour Tween.
Oh, you got yourself
But I mean,
some
it's got
weird.
like it's got like old like commercial shit in it and like it has like heritage auction galleries of like old comic book strips and shit in it.
Interesting.
But I mean, but also like there'll be shit in it where it's making fun of like fashion and stuff. So it's I don't know if anybody else has ever seen.
Well, apparently Pope C has the entire run.
Oh, he does. But I just came across it and I was like, what the? And plus, I like the cover of her face just doing that. I was
Yeah, she
like, what
like cross-eyed or something.
the? Yeah, and it's all and it said glamour puss. I was like, what? What the fuck is this? But
That's it's funny.
so I definitely had to get it because I wanted to know what like if anybody else ever seen stuff like that. But apparently,
Well, I sure I
actually
sure have
lying.
it.
Let's see.
I definitely have not seen that.
Yeah, but that's all I have gathered. So,
Well, right on.
yep,
If any of you people that come across this show are going to be in the Texarkana area on August 14th, you can catch me at the local card show as a vendor. I will have a box of comics with me, so always take a
yeah,
little for people. I think the last show I did, some guy was so excited to find comic books, so I just had a bunch of random shit. Um, but anyways, if you're in the area, August 14th, I don't know which hotel it's at yet, but I'll be there. But yeah, um, that hurts.
no, I mean it's not to you. It's just one of
Oh,
my favorite stickers that I have.
I got you. Well, that makes sense that you would like something like that. The death of Alex Raymond. Or is it Alex Raymond? I don't know.
Mhm.
I can't read. It's been a long weekend for sure.
For sure,
The show.
for sure.
But well, I think we're gonna bounce on out of here, and hope everyone has a swellish good evening. Particularly all of you that decided to show up. Thank you. Appreciate you
Yep,
as always. We'll probably do this again in a couple weeks, hopefully. Um, Maybe around August the 15th, actually. Um, Possibly. And I'll have some more
possibly.
books to show. I'll probably do a haul video here soon, anyways, and post some of the stuff in there. I like doing the haul videos, they're fun.
They are.
My hauls will be smaller going forward. You won't be a whole lot of store variants in there. Uh, but no, I appreciate you guys. I guess we'll talk to you next time.
All right, all right, all right.
Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.